A Dali, Salvador Dali, a rock star, right? Early rock star of surrealism. Uh, what can I say about Dali? That hasn't been said already. His, uh, his hardworking guy. There's a lot of work here. Okay. Dali was. You say, oh, You can honestly say that he was a self promoter, but he had the talent to back it up. Right? Um, Interesting amongst the surrealists, he was thrown out by Andre Breton, right? Because uh, Mr. Dali was not a left wing person. And just in general, the surrealism, the idea of dreams, right? There's a Freudian aspect. I'm not a huge fan of Freud, but your boy Lovecraft told you that he was writing down in a book what was in his dreams. So, and just the haunting aspect of it, there he is. Right? Just nice, just the bleak, weird landscapes, right? This guy worked hard. This guy was talented. You could say that. Of course, what I always say, Bowden said, right? Modernism is a cul-de-sac, right? It really doesn't really kind of exist now. I mean, you could have this in video games at this point, but yeah, like this bleak landscape. Look at the shadow, right? The desolate plain, the skulls on a horse. No, of course he worked in other medium, right? Just just going through like this, shelves, right? Venus de Milo with drawers, but you get stuff like this. Like I said, I always like the surrealist aspect that you had in horror, which you really didn't get until maybe you may have had a hint of it in the 30s in the expressionist films that they had at Universal. You don't really get it later till the 80s, right? Coming out of other facets, but yeah, I mean, like this one here, right? The Face of War. Look at that. That could be like a death metal album cover. Man, can you imagine? I mean, there's not really much to say other than it was kind of funny. Yeah, there's Picasso. Dali poked fun at the communist leadings of his brilliant compatriot. Picasso is a communist, neither am I. Picasso, pick your own asshole. Hey, Beavis and Butthead. Right, The Temptation of St. Anthony. This is a famous one, but like, just in general, reminds me of Giorgio Chiraco, right? His stuff. They're always going back to this just very bizarre dreamscape, which I argue, and the whole point of this is that in terms of horror, the surrealism, right, is not really, what is it? Oh, it's postmodern. It's a degenerate. Like, look at that. Look at that work. That is how long it took to do that. But it's the whole idea of dreams, right? Dreams are our links to what the other world, what's behind the veil. It's the link to our reptile ancestors. If you believe that, but it's definitely a link to something closer to essence, and it's not a coincidence that there's much darkness, there's much shadow. Okay, there's the light is not as apparent. And like I said, Dali was a rebel. He got kicked out. Of course, Dali also, I believe he was a collaborator with one of the most horrific scenes in a film. Of course, is the woman getting her eyeball sliced by the straight razor. I think he had something to do with that. I guess I should know more, but I don't want to talk too much. This is the one I remember, right? Alice Cooper was doing stuff with him. But Dali, not a leftist. probably the greatest of the surrealists. I mean, easily the greatest. I mean, in terms of the actual talent there, pound for pound, I can't think of a surrealist art painter that had more talent than him. You could see the guy's got the chops, right? Man, I always like that one. Look at that. Like it. I like this one. Atmospheric skull sodomizing a grand piano. Oh man. Salvador Dali. Right. Oh wait, there's a picture. I just remembered to round it out, as I like to say. I don't know where I got that from. This man was on the cover of Time, right? And it was actually worth a damn. There was someone else on the cover. Anyway, shut up. So and here you got all these dudes here. You got like look at these nerds. Yeah. I like this. Who is that? Who is that man? Dali presents Franco with the equestrian portrait of his granddaughter. Like a, the fact that Francisco is probably like, what the hell is this shit? Are you nuts? Oh, wait a minute. He was allowed to make this artwork in a dictatorship. Oh, I love how when you see the actual photos, they don't lie, right? When you see the actual reality of what was produced in these periods, they don't lie. You just hear the lies of the people in the written word, right? Yep. This is a good book, right? Man, this guy was prolific. And Salvador Dali. I'd like to see more horror like this. Like I mentioned, like Hellraiser, Hellraiser 2. You had that. You had surrealist things. Oh, Jacob's Ladder. Oh, man. Remember that movie? It came out around the same time. There's a place for surrealism, I think, in horror. You don't really see it much, though, anymore. I need to find it. I need to do a search for it. I will cover someone who I would argue had a lot of surrealism in his extremely gory films. An infamous Italian horror director. Later.